Hello there, YouTube. It is your boy B3, back with another kicking action figure. Today we are looking at the Jurassic Park The Lost World Hammond Collection Pachycephalosaurus. Yes, this is another hand-me-down. My partner got it on clearance forever ago at Target, and he decided that he just wanted the original 7 dinosaurs from the first film, and he was going to get rid of this. I offered to buy it from him, but he just gave it to me. Good guy, Greg. I recently bought him a couple kaiju as presents, but don't tell him. I'll show them to you in the action figure hall. Shh. Alright, so he gave me this guy, and I actually quite like him, though I do have some complaints. Let's talk about articulation first. You have up and down on the head with side to side. Very cool. He has jaw articulation. They could give this tiny guy jaw articulation. It's a little difficult to get this puppy open because it's small, but you know, it's fully articulated, painted inside and stuff. That's good. Didn't give it to the Triceratops that I reviewed last time, but they gave it to him. But I'm glad they did, in all honesty. The neck also goes up and down here, rotates. The arms go in and out and rotate. Got an elbow bend and a rotation on the elbow. The legs could do a better in and out, admittedly, but I think they go forward and back pretty well. They 360 for the most part. They kind of get hung up on the sides there, but pretty decent. You have a knee bend, rotation on the knee, up and down on the foot, rotation on the foot. That could kind of be used as sort of an ankle pivot, but not really. And then the tail, you know, it's on this kind of ball peg here. And it does have a bendy wire, and a good one. I'm actually pretty impressed with the Hammond Collection's bendy wires. They do a pretty good job with them. My main complaint on this guy is detail and paint. The detail itself is actually pretty good. You know, it's just the paint that I'm not super thrilled with. You see all this paint that's being scratched off on the neck? So my partner doesn't pose his figures up. He just kind of puts them in one cool pose and then leaves them on the shelf. I'm the type that likes to sit around and mess with them. So that has just happened in like the last day or two of having this guy. So that's not good that is the kind of wear and tear I'm getting after 2 days, because that was not there when I got him from my partner. That is awful wear and tear, and it's super noticeable on his like white throat. I mean, to cover it, I have to put his head in this position, which I guess just looks like he's looking down. I guess I could have him displayed like this, but I kind of want him displayed more like that. And I guess it doesn't show too badly, and I'll be looking at him from the side most of the time, because I think I'm going to put him on the mantle sideways. But most of it's fine, though. I really like the paint on the head. It's really good. Like, the paint job is good, but the paint on the joints got wore down so fast. And I know it's because it's on the joints. What'd you expect? But if that's the case, then just use colored plastic. And it's like, oh, but what about the paint on the back? It's like, yeah, that's the issue. Like, I'm pointing out the flaws. I know that they can be hard to work around, but here's one that would have been pretty easy. This guy's nails aren't painted on the hands. They're painted on the feet. They're not painted on the hands, right? So, instead of looking like little dino claws, they... Oh, God, they're so gross. They look like little stubby human hands without the claws painted, and it's very off-putting. Ooh. But for the most part, he looks pretty good. He's not bad. I mean, I got him for free. My partner got him on clearance. We've both really enjoyed having it in our collections. He said, if I don't get rid of the 2 Jurassic World ones, not Jurassic World, Jurassic Lost World if I don't get rid of the 2 Lost World ones I have, I'll want to buy the rest of the Lost World ones. He said it was to get rid of the temptation. He just wants the original 7. That's what he says. But it's a pretty damn beautiful figure, even with the flaws. So now let's set him down here so that we can do size comparisons. First up, let's compare him with some other Hammond collection figures, like our Amazon exclusive female Velociraptor from Jurassic Park 3, who I think he works extremely well with. I think that's a wonderful scaling. Let's get her out of the picture, huh? And now let's compare him with the figure I reviewed in my last figure review episode, the Hammond Collection Triceratops. Pretty cool. Pretty fun. Triceratops could maybe be a little bigger. Now, how about a Jurassic Park 30th Anniversary Captives figure? Here's my newest one. Baby Stegosaurus. One of the first major dinos in that movie was the baby Stego. He's a real baby Stego. He's a tiny, tiny, beanie biny. This is a younger Stego. This is like a hatchling. Almost. Yeah, that's like a hatchling Stego, so he's young. And for our human Hammond Collection figure, here's the 3 3/4 inch Dr. Sattler with poo gloves. And I'm just now realizing that I should have used her in my size comparisons for this guy in the last video, but I did not. So there they are. I used Alan Grant in the last one, just because he was my newest one, and I was like, oh, he's the newer one. People haven't seen him as much, but now I'm like, hey, maybe I should have done her. Anyway, come on, Dr. Sattler. I've actually recently noticed that I always refer to her as Doctor. I never refer to Grant as Doctor. I always refer to him as Alan. That's odd, right? Anyway, continuing onward, here is the Beasts of the Mesozoic 1/6 scale Pachycephalosaurus, which is far too big, but what you gonna do? It's 1/6 scale. I think this guy's maybe like 1/12 or something. So, anyway, let's pull him out. How about the Safari Ltd Camarasaurus? That's a cool one. He's big. Fun, fun. Alright, let's pull him out. Yoink. Now, how about everyone's favorite Jurassic Park knockoff figure? The beautiful green running T-Rex from Peppo. That's cool. I actually quite like that. Very nice. I know this is just a knockoff figure, basically, but... well, maybe not a knockoff. More like unlicensed. But he's still so cool. The Schleich Styracosaurus. Boop. The Adventure Force Tyrannosaurus Rex. You can get these guys for $2 at Walmart if you like him. I think he's got a fun vintage vibe to him. Pull him out. The Chap May Therizinosaurus. I like that. That's fun. Chap May has some wild dinosaur designs. And last, for the prehistoric critters, I want to show him with a pterosaur. So here he is with Quetzalcoatlus from Safari. Obviously, Quetzalcoatlus would have been much bigger, but maybe you could say this is a juvenile. Well, alright, let's pull him back. And now, I want to show a kaiju. Yep. So, the kaiju we're going to show today, and yes, before you say anything, I forgot to show a kaiju in the Triceratops review. I'm sorry. But here this guy is with the NECA 2019 Godzilla from Godzilla King of the Monsters. Fun! Obviously, this isn't how they would scale at all, but if you display your kaiju and dinosaurs together like I do, you'll find this very enjoyable. So, what are my final thoughts on the Jurassic Park The Lost World Hammond Collection Pachycephalosaurus figure? Well, his joints are all really tight, unlike the Triceratops. As I said, my partner doesn't really mess around with his figures. He doesn't even care for articulation at all. Most of the big dinosaur figures he collects are like Safari and Papo with like no articulation. He just loves Jurassic Park, you know. So he wants those original 7. He got this guy because he was on clearance, but I think he would have been worth it without the clearance. Yes, the weird stubby fingers that aren't painted are odd to me. That is admittedly kind of unacceptable. That's really awful. That's just 2 days of wear. Yikes. But I still actually really like him. I think he moves well, he stands well, he's very cool. I just really have been enjoying this Pachycephalosaurus. Plus, I don't really have many in my collection, and I definitely didn't have one that can articulate from a normal pose to a battle pose. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. I'll be seeing you all next time. Bye for now. Bum, ba, da, ba, bum, ba, da, ba, bum, ba, da, ba, bum, bum, bum.